Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maroon White Pod. I'm flying solo this week as my sidekick, Harky, is not available today. So I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by two Clare senior camogie players, Ziyan Spillane and Caoimhe Carmody. And I suppose both girls, you wouldn't say new-ish to the panel, but they're very experienced players now. And I'm so looking forward to hearing what they have to say about the championship so far. And talking to Caoimhe about, her dad being involved and does she get any leeway with training and stuff like that. And Ziyan is a past student of mine as well, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how she's getting on as well. It's going to be all things camogie, all about the promotion of the game, and really looking forward to the Glendimplix intermediate and senior camogie games at the weekend. So without further ado, how are you girls? Thanks a million for coming on.
Good, yeah. Thank you, very good.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and it looks like the car is stalled, so that's good.
Don't worry.
You're not going to be pulled over like
Yeah, I'm driving on it.
Yeah, so Ziyan, I'll start with you. How are things going? How have you been since I seen you last? Not too long ago.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. But yeah, 3 years is going into my final year now, which is mad. I think the time has just flown. But yeah, pretty much just college and camogie, nothing else really.
Nothing too exciting, but I'm sure there's a few nights out as well down in Limerick. It's a great place to be.
Yeah.
But come here, you're studying physiotherapy, so you're obviously hoping, what would be your ideal kind of scenario once you get out of college? Who would you like to work with?
I suppose the end goal is probably sport, work with some sort of team, when I have such an interest in sport. But for the near future, I think doing physio in UL has definitely opened my eyes to the other possibilities, like hospital work, working in resp, neuro. So I'd love to get a bit of experience in a hospital before going with a sports team.
Well, I'm sure now if you give in your name, they'll be delighted to have you anywhere. So they would. You have plenty contacts now with Clare Camogie as well. So yeah, best of luck with that. And Caoimhe, thanks a million for coming on as well. How are you getting on?
Good, yeah. I'm nearly on my summer holidays now. I'm a primary teacher, so next Wednesday we're finishing up.
You can see the light.
Yeah, on the wind down now, so we're nearly there.
Oh, great! Yeah, it's lovely to be on the holidays and stuff. And the national. I'm a secondary school teacher, PE teacher, where Ziyan went to school in Galway Community School, and it's just lovely to be off and not really doing anything. Figuring out what do I do next, and just to try and chill out, because it does take a few weeks to wind down, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. No, you can see now the kids are getting tired and everything. So lots of activities and school tours and everything the last few weeks. So all go, but nearly there.
Yeah. Tired and narky, and now it's time to hand them back to the parents and they see how.
Off you go.
Good night, Irene. So I suppose, Ziyan, the important game coming up at the weekend versus Galway, and obviously you went to school with a lot of the girls that you're playing with as well. So how are preparations going in terms of the year? I'm not going to go looking for any insight into Clare Camogie, but you can give me some if you want. But how's the training going so far? How are you fixed in terms of preparation?
It's going very well. We've actually put down a really good 2 weeks now since our last game against Cork. So the vibes in the camp are good. We're really looking forward to playing Galway. It's a massive game for us. If we win, we put ourselves right back in contention to get out of the group. So we're ready to go, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's always a really close, kind of tight affair, isn't it, with Galway? And it's always kind of, obviously the games, we're neighbours, it's not too far away. It's always a very, very tight, close game, because Clare Camogie has really become extremely strong at club level, because for years, they were a little bit behind, we'll say, Galway Camogie, and I don't know why. But now, I mean, we do play challenges with, with yourselves, Killanena, Fecal and stuff like that. And my God, you have some serious camogie players now. So hopefully it'll soon come to fruition for you. Do you know what I mean? And you have to keep ploughing on and keep improving all the time. And the participation rates are is amazing. So look, and I'm sure it's going to be a cracker. Obviously you don't want to tell me where you're playing, but I've kind of an idea. Ziyan, you've kind of moved into the forward role now from the midfield role. How do you find that?
Yeah, I think that kind of started about 3 years ago when I started playing college. They put me in the forwards, and at the start it was a shock. I was like, whoa, I don't know if I belong here, but I think I've gotten a lot more used to it now in the last 2 or 3 years, and I enjoy it. I enjoy, I suppose, being able to dictate where I want to go, and having someone following me around I find easier anyways than having to follow someone else around. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure playing forwards too, to score, but I do enjoy the forwards, and it's a nice change. You know, in club I probably will go back around the middle of the field, but yeah, it's nice to play in the forwards.
Yeah,
Change.
I like the way you put it as well. They can follow you for a change as opposed to you around. Which brings me on to you, Caoimhe. How do you find running around the middle? They're running after you more so though.
Yeah, I'm used to be fair, I'd say this is maybe my third year in around midfield. Now and again I switch to wing forward, but I think that they always end up sending me back to midfield for championships. So I'll be the same in the club, and actually I play football as well with club level, and it's midfield as well. So it's a lot of running, but I do like it. In fairness, it's different with different games. Like some games it'll bypass you, and then another game you'll be involved in everything. So it's just, I suppose, staying patient as well with it at the same time.
I get you. And like, obviously, Caoimhe, I'd say midfield is cut out for you because obviously you've ran for Munster. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I did running when I was younger. I would have run.
Well, you can't be too much younger because you're young now. So yeah. Stop making it sound like it wasn't good.
I would have started it, I suppose, when I was around 7 or 8. But when I was in secondary school, I think it was TY, I really gave the running a good lot, and I actually got quite strong at it. But longer distances, in fairness, cross country and stuff. So yeah, I would have been in on the Munster endurance squad for that. So it definitely does. I did have to leave it. I say I stopped when I was about 18 or 19, just because in county minor squads you kind of have to choose then, if you want to be playing on those. So but like pre-season or anything, I'd always go back out running myself, and it definitely, I would encourage people to do it when they're younger, because it definitely does stand to you then.
Yeah, that's brilliant. We had like a strength coach and athletics coach, Siobhan Kelleher, on a couple of weeks ago as well, and like it's so important. And I suppose, I presume you were watching the athletics there recently, and I just thought the minute Ciara McGeehan had said it, I was like, oh, light bulb moment for Camogie. It was just so cool the way she said, like, she didn't play Camogie to be boxed in, and I just thought it was like, so both go hand in hand together. Obviously athletics is brilliant. It shows you how to run and get faster and fitter, and especially when you're playing football as well. I mean, you're a triple whammy coming at you. I wouldn't like to be marking it in around the middle of the field.
Yeah, no, that was great, in fairness, and it really put women's sport in the limelight, and like even brought Camogie into. I saw loads of articles on Twitter, with that line she used about Camogie. So it's great, and even the relay teams and everything, I'd say Paris should be good now. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it really has highlighted. I think we're all excited about athletics now as well, and like you said, it highlighted Camogie as well, which is great for the association and great for the sport. And recently there, in the last couple of days as well, there was a meeting about the integration, obviously, and it's happening, like the integration of, the whole GA together, that it'll be one, obviously we're under one umbrella with the GA, but like, integrated as one. What would you love to see? Ziyan, I'll put this one to you first. What would you love to see? If you were given kind of one wish for Camogie, what would you love?
Oh gosh, that's
other than 100,000 people to go to every match.
Yeah, I suppose that'd be great. Look, I don't think I could pinpoint one specific thing. I think just, there is still a clear gap. The GPA are doing amazing work at getting that equality there, but there is a gap, and I suppose promotion of the game is a massive thing. Getting people in the seats. Even this weekend coming now, we're playing at roughly the same time as the lads. That's not great, and that's not ideal for Camogie or for hurling. Like, that's not really the way it should be. So I suppose sorting that out, kind of having separate days so that people can go to one match and then they can go to the other, would be great, and it would definitely help the promotion of the game, not having two matches at the same time. I think that's a massive thing.
Well, it's happened since before time. Like, I mean, if they were in the one, if they were integrated, and maybe there'd be a generic calendar that, like maybe put the hurling with the Camogie, but at least it's, at least the intermediates are playing, beforehand, and that'll bring a lot of the time. This year the intermediates were one side. I'm talking just about Galway now, even, and the seniors were somewhere else, and it's like there's a crossover of girls as well, and it's kind of unfair. Obviously they're playing with their intermediates, but they're subs maybe on the senior team, so it's hard to know what to do. But sometimes it doesn't help itself either when they clash things, or like even this weekend now, the Spillane And Caoimhe finals are on, obviously. And our own club here, Ardrahan, they're in the Féile finals, and but they also made the community games finals, and weren't both finals fixed for the same day. So it took a bit of work now, but in fairness to Galway Community Games, they changed the day. So at least that kind of helps thing in terms of camogie. But how do you think, Caoimhe, how can we get bums on seats? Do you think it's a social media thing? Like,
yeah, in fairness, you do see the ladies football are doing great work with like the little, there's even like that in school. Loads of my kids have, they've seen those ads and stuff, and
absolutely.
it seems to be getting a bit more of a crowd than the camogie, like, which is a pity in a way, because the standard of camogie has definitely gone way up in the last few years, like in terms of the training and the professionalism and everything. So like, I do think when people go, they realize, it actually is good to watch for the majority of the time. So yeah, I do think social media does have a big part, but it's just getting them younger girls as well in,
Absolutely.
needs to do that. Like, in fairness, in the Munster Championship, they do them as double headers now in the last 2 years, which has been great. Like, because even people come in for the second half, and if you're doing well in the second half, they might come to the game the next day after seeing you. So
yes, yeah. I have. Yeah, they'll catch the tail end of the camogie kind of, and they do. In fairness, I know we don't have them in from the beginning of the game, but like you said, you can nearly reel them in. And if they see it, like, because I mean, it's every bit as skillful. My God, the rules are pretty much neck and neck now. So it's, I've been to better camogie matches than some bad hurling matches, and then vice versa. But I suppose it's us, like us as women, we have to go to the games, and like, not you because you're playing. Obviously, you have to try and get your friends along, or get, just say, are you coming to watch? But sometimes we're so used to, I suppose, now low crowds come to matches that we're nearly happy enough, for a while ourselves. But it's just we have to change that whole kind of the thing in our heads about the game. So Caoimhe, tell us, what is it like working with your dad? And you have a sister on the panel as well, haven't you?
yeah, my younger sister Grace, she would have been on the junior team last year, but we had obviously a big turnover of players, so a lot of them have made the step up now to the senior panel this year. So yeah, I don't know, it's like anything else really. He doesn't give me any special treatment, definitely not anyways, or any leeway. Yeah.
Sometimes it can actually be harder when a family member is involved.
Yeah, he can be a bit harsh on me if anything, but no, it's grand. It's kind of kept totally separate. At home we wouldn't really be discussing it too much. I don't go to training with him or anything. I go on my if I do go with him, I have the AirPods in, so
you don't want any rows. No. So I suppose, Ziyan, the last thing, I won't hold you now because I know you're up to your eyes and stuff. And Ziyan, who or what has been your biggest influence, we'll say, from your journey? To tell us a little bit, in a couple of sentences, from where you started. How did you start camogie to how you ended up on the Clare senior camogie team, and who has been or what has been your biggest influence?
Yeah, I suppose it's been a very long journey. I started playing camogie when I was about 6 in Feakle, in Killanena, and then obviously we amalgamated with Feakle. But definitely we had good coaches coming up along, like Polly McNamara. Her name comes to mind instantly. She was very good, and she just brought a good core group of us along up underage. And then I think my teammates have been the biggest part. I've played with loads of different people, playing, I suppose, club, then playing school, now playing college, playing county. But like, it's great, I've never had an issue with any teammates really. We've just gotten along so well. Some of my best friends are my teammates. The girls I live with in college are actually on the Ashburn team as well. So all up along, just been great friends with my teammates. And I suppose you do it for each other, and it is difficult training every single day of the year, and you just want to break at times. But I think when you're going training and you have each other there, and you bring each other along, you don't want to miss a training session, miss the crack with your friends. So yeah, definitely my teammates and my parents as well. They've been great. They'd always go to every game. They'd make sure they're there. If I need anything, food before games, my mum would always make my food. So yeah, they've been very supportive as well.
Brilliant. And I'm sure they're very, very proud of you now on the senior squad. And Deirdre as well. Say hi to Deirdre for us. And Caoimhe, the same question for you, and I'm going to let you go then. Who has been your biggest influence? I know your dad is over you, obviously, but like your journey from literally where you started to where you are now.
Yeah, I suppose I would have been the same. I would have started, I say, when I was 4 or 5, I would have played with the boys at the start, thrown right in the deep end. But yeah, obviously my parents, in fairness, like, I took a break from my dad being manager, but I suppose when I was like under 14, 16 in club, he would have been managing that club team with us. So that actually was a good enough club team as well. We would have won Féile at that age. So there was a good group of us there that kept it going. But even back then, in primary school level, we were like a small school and as well. And it would have been like a case of playing with the boys. And then for secondary school, I actually went to Flanagan's, which is obviously St. Flanagan's College, which is a big hurling school.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So when you're in there, like you're playing all the time as well. So yeah, just all the way up then. And then I was lucky enough to get into, development squads and different people involved there. Obviously, the likes of Eugene Foodie, he would have been with me, underage county, and he's actually with us now still in the senior setup too. So just having those people involved, definitely. And like Ziyan said, your teammates as well, of course.
Yeah.
Even if we're not training, we're probably meeting on the other days going for coffee or something. We don't get sick of each other. I don't know how, but
but it's a great kind of, and it's amazing how like coaches up along from national school, a club, and then up to secondary school and the development squads and right up to senior, how much of an influence they can have, good or bad, on a player. And it's amazing that some people that have had bad experience give it up. So we've to just mind our players, and it's brilliant that you're still, fighting for the cause there now, and the big match at the weekend. So anything else to say about the match at the weekend? Who are you saying? Who's going to win?
I have to say Clare anyways. Hopefully we'll see. We'll do our best. It would be great, but so there's a bit of pressure with it, but that's what we're training for, to go out in games like that. So
absolutely.
Hopefully.
And you're great ambassadors for the game. Absolutely brilliant ambassadors, and the very best to luck to you, the very best to luck to Galway as well. I better say that because my niece is involved as well. But the best of luck, girls, and thank you so much for coming on. And maybe later on in the year, we'll have you on again. And best of luck with everything in the promotion of the game and everything you're doing as role models for young girls in Clare and Munster and around Ireland. Well done to you.
Thank you.
Thanks a million, Aoife.
Best of luck, girls. We'll talk to you later. Bye. So great to have the girls on there, and they were chatting there. Caoimhe had mentioned that she was in a Féile final and that they had won it a couple of years ago. So it would be very remiss of me to not mention the best of luck to our Drahan that are playing in their Féile at the weekend, and to my niece, Yvonne Hines, and to all the girls in our Drahan and all of their management, Elaine and Garrett Giblin and Emmett Stankard and all the backroom team there. And also on Monday to Behe and our Drahan, who are playing in the community games final as well in Behe on Monday. So a busy weekend of camogie for them. And also the very best of luck, obviously, to our senior and intermediate teams at the weekend. It's going to be a cracking game, 2 games of camogie. And just get out there and support the girls. Let's keep pushing on for the promotion of the game of camogie. For your daughter, your sister, your mother, whatever. Let's get out and support the women in droves at the weekend. And talk soon, and I'll have my sidekick Harky back with me next week. Talk soon, guys. Bye.